China attacks from US IP addresses are using resources to target Russia. According to Cyberspace Administration of China, a large number of cyber attacks the country has received from US IP addresses are now using compromised resources to target Russia. The agency claims that more than 10 attack addresses originated from New York alone, and the peak attack was 36 Gbps. A small number of attacks have targeted addresses in countries like Germany and Netherlands. Those attackers could support Russia's invasion and are targeting countries that had supported Ukraine with humanitarian aid. However, the fact that China, normally quick to take Russia's side, is taking such a neutral position speaks volumes that it's concerned about its international resources, as Putin's regime takes more extreme actions in Ukraine and gets investigated for additional war. It's possible the cyber attackers detected by CSE are using US IP addresses in a bid to stoke historic East-West tensions but putting Beijing more firmly in Moscow's corner. The UK government has ditched a plan to force ISPs to conduct a mass surveillance of their users. Former British Prime Minister Theresa May previously served as Home Secretary during the particular difficult period for national security where there was particularly high prevalence of terror attacks. The draconian bill faced stiff opposition for invading users' right to privacy. Nick Clegg, deputy prime minister at the time, withdrew his support for the bill in April 2013. However, the Liberal Democrats didn't remain in the government, following the Conservative victory in the May 2015. Attempts to increase the data collected about UK internet users, reduce the oversight required to access such information have never completely gone away. The latest version of the bill still includes a 13-month logging requirement, but only for the security critical functions. Large ISPs will have until 2025 to implement the logging, while smaller telcos will be given 5 years. Whatever the final outcome, the legislation will require a significant culture and maturity changes across the country. The FCC voted unanimously in 2019 to ban carriers from using the Universal Service Fund to subsidize purchasing equipment from companies deemed a national security threat. Unlike many European countries, equipment from Huawei and ZTE isn't widely used in US networks. Recognizing the difficulties from the carriers would face by its decision, the FCC established the Secure and Trusted Communication Networks, giving telecom businesses a competitive advantage through great cybersecurity. However, a different kind of pandemic has also emerged during this period caused digital damage on truly destructive scale. Telecoms in the crosshairs. The telecommunication industry in particular has suffered from this uptick in attacks. In March 2021, a ransomware attack incapacitated 911 dispatch system in three New York counties. Meanwhile, the last year, one of the Argentina's largest internet service provider had roughly 18,000 of its computers infected during a ransomware attack. 5G is another target for attacks as it becomes more widespread and integrated into the telecoms infrastructure. Its benefits: faster connectivity, ultra low latency, greater network capacity. Open standards can potentially include untrusted technologies and equipment that limit competition and force adoption. Millions, if not billions, of connected devices increase opportunities for malicious actors to expose vulnerabilities. Those are only a few examples of the attacks and the threat vectors in the play. It's clear that the volume, malicious nature, and the complexity of telco attacks are advancing every day. The benefits of embracing telco security set against this threat landscape. It has never been more important for telecom companies to take the necessary steps to protect themselves. Business investing the time, energy, expertise, resources in properly securing their operations are already reaping the rewards of doing so. Embracing cybersecurity enables compliance, and compliance facilitates the avoidance of fines. Reputability and brand protection is likewise bolstered through sound security practices, and it seems that consumers themselves are more likely to do business with companies that take a cybersecurity seriously. How to secure a competitive edge. So it's clear that cybersecurity can offer more than just protection. The question therefore is, how can such advantages be realized? Unfortunately, there is no silver bullet response. The right solutions will always depend on various factors such as businessman's priorities, roadmap, geographic, etc. Training should always be first port of the call, with roughly 19 and 20 cyber breaches involving human error. Cyber preparedness is also one of the best ways to combat ransomware attacks. How to respond and react if you are targeted. That's the important thing.